Gardeners talk endlessly about fertilizers, compost, and amendments, but almost no one talks about the real workers beneath our feet, the microbes. Microbes, bacteria, fungi, and actinomycetes are the living engines that drive your soil. They digest organic matter, release nutrients, build structure, and form partnerships with plant roots that make growth effortless. But here's the shocking truth. Most soils today are biologically asleep, overworked, tilled, and doused with chemicals. They've lost the microbial activity that keeps them alive. And that's why plants struggle, even when you add compost or feed them. So today, I'm going to show you how to bioactivate your soil microbes, naturally, quickly, and at zero cost. No fancy products, no lab powders, just simple, powerful steps that awaken the living force in your soil and supercharge growth in weeks. Before you can grow them, you have to stop harming them. Most gardeners unknowingly destroy their soil life with over-tilling synthetic fertilizers and chemical sprays. Microbes live in delicate colonies that rely on moisture, structure, and food. Every time you till or expose bare soil, UV light and oxygen wipe them out. Every time you add synthetic nitrogen, it shocks microbial populations and throws the balance off. The first step to activation is hands-off gardening. No tilling, minimal disturbance, and constant soil cover. Treat your soil like a living skin. The less you tear it open, the faster it heals. Plants can only eat after microbes digest their food first. That means if you want bigger harvests, you don't feed the plants, you feed the microbes that feed the plants. And the best part? Microbes eat for free. You can feed them with kitchen scraps, leaves, coffee grounds, grass clippings, and cardboard. Here's how I do it. I take all my compostable waste and layer it on top of my garden beds, about 2 inches thick. Then I cover it with straw or dry leaves. That cover traps moisture and gives microbes time to move upward, consuming and transforming it into humus-rich topsoil. Within weeks, you'll notice a dark, crumbly layer forming under the mulch. That's microbial activity at work. One of the fastest, most effective ways to activate soil life is with a microbial tea made from your own garden scraps. It's simple, fast, and costs absolutely nothing. Here's how to make it. First, fill a 5-gallon bucket halfway with dechlorinated water. Just let your tap water sit for 24 hours if you need to. Next, add a handful of finished compost, some garden soil, or worm castings. These are your inoculants. Then, add a tablespoon of molasses or a handful of rice water for sugar. This feeds the microbes. Stir it once or twice a day and let it brew for 48 hours. When it smells earthy, not rotten, it's ready. Pour it directly onto your garden soil or use it as a foliar spray. You've just added billions of beneficial microbes to your ecosystem instantly. Do this every few weeks, and your soil's biological activity will explode. Microbes thrive in a moist, oxygen-rich environment. Dry soil sends them dormant and soggy soil suffocates them. Keep your soil evenly moist, not muddy, by mulching heavily with straw, wood chips, or shredded leaves. This keeps the microbial habitat stable and active, even through heat waves and dry spells. Think of mulch as your microbial roof. It shields, cools, and shelters your soil's living world. This is where most gardeners miss the mark. The most powerful microbial activator of all is plant roots themselves. Roots release sugars and enzymes called exudates, which are like invitations for microbes to gather and work. The more living roots in your soil, the more food microbes get. And the faster your soil regenerates. That's why I never leave my soil bare. I plant cover crops like clover, buckwheat, or mustard in every empty space. Their roots pump energy into the ground all season long, feeding microbes and building structure even when I'm not growing vegetables. Once you stop disturbing, start feeding, and add living roots, the transformation begins. Worms return, fungi spread, the soil turns from compacted to sponge-like. You'll start seeing water soak in deeper, roots grow stronger, and your plants needing less fertilizer. That's when you know your microbes are alive and working full-time for you. And remember, biology doesn't need a budget. You don't need fancy biostimulants or bottled living soil activators. You just need to create the right conditions, and nature does the rest. Healthy soil isn't built from what you add, it's built from what you protect. The real secret to massive harvest isn't in fertilizers, it's in reawakening the invisible army already living beneath your feet. When you learn to bioactivate microbes, your soil becomes self-sustaining, your plants become resilient, and your garden begins to run on nature's own power source, life itself. So before you spend another cent on plant food, activate what's already there. It's zero cost, zero waste, and 100% natural. If this opened your eyes to how powerful living soil can be, subscribe to Botanical Bliss and share this with another gardener ready to ditch chemicals and grow with biology.